the listed housing developments, select your preferred location and apply for a housing unit to begin your journey towards home ownership. Prices start from 640,000 Kenya shillings. Visit Boma Yangu at www.bomayangu.go.ke. Brought to you by Affordable Housing Board. Makao Bora, Jukumu letu.
We are real people who give real care. Visit www.definiteassurance.com or email info@definiteassurance.com for more information, or contact 0708-247-247 or 0788-247-247. Definite Assurance. You are definitely covered. J. Uko nao.
Regan Pande makes the cut. Who's available? Alan Okello picks it up. Okello, can he tease it away? Setting it up. The shot! Empty to the back of the net. Unwavering. Simply driving that into the back of the net. Joel Serunjoji makes his mark. And the celebrations ensued.
Hutumia mbolea inayoitwa Elgon Dhabiti DAP kwa upanzi wa mimea yenye afya bora. Halafu natumia mbolea ya Dhabiti CAN ama Dhabiti Urea kwa ukuaji wa mimea bora. Hii imenisaidia kupata mavuno mengi nikilinganisha na siku za hapo mbeleni.
Mbolea ya Elgon Dhabiti inapatikana kwa viwango vya kilo 10, 25 na kilo 50 kote nchini. Elgon Kenya Limited.
Minutes to 2:30 in the PM, the time allocated for the National Assembly plenary sitting on this 12th day of August, the year 2025. This is a live broadcast of the National Assembly proceedings, streaming from the National Assembly Chambers, Parliament Buildings, Nairobi. A broadcast that is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in partnership with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. A warm welcome to you, and we are glad that you are joining us for these proceedings of the National Assembly this afternoon. Currently on your screen, that is the inside of the National Assembly chambers. Members have already started streaming in and taking their positions ready for the business that is lined up for consideration this afternoon. And talking about the business that they will be transacting this afternoon, we shall take a look at some of the priority business, including consideration of the recommendations that are contained in the President's memorandum on the National Land Commission Amendment Bill 2023. These recommendations will be considered at the Committee of the Whole House. And this is a business that will be moved by the Deputy Leader of the Majority Party at the National Assembly. That is Kilifi North Member of Parliament, Honorable Owen Bayer. This is a bill that seeks to amend the National Land Commission Act number 5 of 2012 to confer back the National Land Commission the power to continue reviewing all grants or dispositions of public land to establish their propriety or legality. This is regarding the lapsing of the Section 14. As it is right now, the Commission is inhibited from addressing any complaints dealing with public land and providing redress, even where there are clear and apparent cases of illegality in the dispositions relating to public land. The bill further seeks to allow the National Land Commission to continue admitting and processing historical land injustices claim, since the Act provides that a historical land claim may only be admitted, registered and processed by the National Land Commission if it is brought within 5 years from the date of the commencement of the Act. So this is part of the business that has been highlighted in the President's recommendations regarding this particular bill. And these recommendations will be considered at the Committee of the Whole House stage. Two clauses, that is Clause 2, which regards that the Commission within 5 years of the coming into force of the section on its own motion or upon a complaint by the national or a county government, a community or an individual, review all grants or dispositions of land, of public land issued before the 27th August 2010 to establish their propriety or legality upon hearing all parties affected. Also, Clause 3 will also be considered, as it contains recommendations from the head of state. So that is part of the business, priority business, that will be considered this afternoon. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, has already made his way into the chamber to preside over this afternoon sitting. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast brought to you by PBU in partnership with KBC. My name is Kamche Menza. Good afternoon.
Waheshimiwa, tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umeteua nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu, tukusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tukuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote atakayofikisha mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu, na wale ambao hajasahau umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Sergeant, you may ring the quorum bell.
Prayer has been said, chair taken. However, the House lacks the requisite quorum for it to commence. So the quorum bell is currently underway for members to make their way into the chamber and enable the House raise that much needed quorum and for it to be able to commence. So as we wait for the members to trickle in, joining their colleagues, and also to enable the House attain that quorum for the House to commence, then we shall continue to take a look at the priority business that, as the House convenes this afternoon, will be transacting. At the Committee of the Whole House, also, the members will be considering the Virtual Assets Service Providers Bill, a government-sponsored bill, and it is a bill that seeks to provide a legislative framework to regulate virtual asset service providers and address potential risks associated with the misuse of virtual assets products and virtual asset services. This bill will also be designating the Capital Markets Authority and the Central Bank of Kenya as the primary regulatory authorities for virtual asset services and virtual asset service providers in Kenya. It further provides for the licensing requirements for virtual asset services and the factors that relevant regulatory authority shall consider while considering an application for a license. If you're just joining us, is that the House is about to commence its business. The prayer has already been said and the chair taken. As you can see, the Speaker has already taken his position. However, there is no quorum in the House, and that is why we still can see members making their way into the chambers. Of course, we are waiting for the House to correct as required for it to be able to commence its business. Remember, if it fails to correct, it risks being adjourned, but we believe that that quorum shall be raised in no time, and once that quorum is raised, then we shall hand you over back to the business of this afternoon for your consideration as well. This afternoon, the members will also be kicking off debate on the Births and Deaths Registration Amendment Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly, Bill number 37 of 2024, and sponsored by Honorable Martha Wangari. This bill is at its second reading stage. This afternoon, a debate on it shall commence. It is a bill that seeks to provide that the Cabinet Secretary shall establish at least one births and deaths registration office in each constituency. As it is now, there are only 143 births and deaths registration centers in the country, and therefore the service may not be reasonably accessible to all parts of the country as required under the provisions of the Constitution. So this is a bill that will be picking up a debate this afternoon once the House corrects and kicks off its business as lined up for consideration this afternoon. Pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44, paragraph 2C, members will be requesting for statements. The member or nominated member, Abubakar Talib, will be requesting for a statement from the Administration and National Security Committee regarding mounting of roadblocks across the country. The member for Kajiado North, Honorable Onesmus Ngogoyo, will be requesting for a statement from the Departmental Committee on Lands regarding delayed compensation. All right, the quorum has been attained. Allow me to hand you over.
We may start, clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Take the nearest seats, Wamrada. Take the nearest seat. Thank you, honorable members. I have a short communication from the Senate on the approval of a nominee for appointment to the board of Central Bank of Kenya. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 41-4 relating to messages from the Senate, I wish to report to the House that I've received a message from the Senate on the approval of the appointment of a member of the board of the Central Bank of Kenya. The message conveys that by a resolution passed on Thursday, 7th August 2025, the Senate adopted the joint report of the National Assembly's Departmental Committee of Finance and National Planning and the Senate Standing Committee on Finance and Budget, and approved the appointment of Mr. Pius Angasa as a member of the board of Central Bank of Kenya. Honorable members, as you recall, that the approval hearing for the nominee to the position of a member of the board of the Central Bank of Kenya was jointly conducted by the relevant committees of the Houses of Parliament. I call upon the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning to table its report as soon as possible to enable the House to consider the matter within the statutory timelines. The House is accordingly guided.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. The following legal notices and explanatory memorandum from the Office of the Attorney General. 1. Legal Notice 131 of 2025 relating to the extrajudicial, contiguous and foreign countries, United Arab Emirates Order 2025. 2. Legal Notice of 123 of 2025 relating to the extrajudicial, contiguous and foreign countries, People's Republic of China, Order number 2025, and 3. Legal Notice of 123 of 2023 relating to the extrajudicial, contiguous and foreign countries, Republic of Italy, Order number 2025. 2. 8th Annual Report on Treaties ratified by Kenya for the financial year 2023-2025 from the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. Number 3. Report of the Auditor General and Financial Statement on Eldama Ravine Technical and Vocational College for the years ended 30th June 2024 and certificates therein. And 4. Reports of the Auditor General and Financial Statement on Public Sector Accounting Standards Board for the year ended 30th June 2025 and the certificates therein. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I lay.
Thank you. Chair, Committee on Delegated Legislation.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 12 August 2025. Report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Affordable Housing Regulations 2025, legal notice number 114 of 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Next order. Order number 6.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to give notice of the following motion that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 33B on hours of meeting, this House resolves to hold a morning sitting on Thursday, 14th August 2025, commencing at 10 a.m. That is this Thursday, Honorable Speaker, morning sitting.
Thank you. You'll move the motion tomorrow morning. If you are ready, I would have given you an opportunity this afternoon. Tomorrow? Okay. Chairperson, Committee on Delegated Legislation. Chepkonga.
Notice of motion.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker. I was concentrating on the majority leader who was doing some consultation. No. I was Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Affordable Housing Regulations 2025, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 12 August 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 59, subsection 4 of the Affordable Housing Act number 2 of 2024, this House approves the Affordable Housing Regulations published as legal notice number 114 of 2025. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, allow me to recognize a delegation from the Parliament of Uganda. I wish to introduce to you a delegation comprising 6 members of staff from the Parliament of Uganda who are seated in the Speaker's Gallery. They are in the country to undertake a benchmarking visit to engage with the majority party whip of the National Assembly on the various mandates of the office. Honorable members, on my behalf and that of the National Assembly, I welcome the delegation to Parliament and wish them fruitful engagement during their stay in the country. I also congratulate them for their victory in the Chan tournament yesterday. They are very closely following Kenya's example in our performance. Thank you. You may take your seats. Honorable members, also I recognize students from Starehe Boys Center and Alliance Boys High School. I wish to introduce to you 6 students from Starehe Boys Center and 3 from Alliance High School who are seated in the Speaker's Gallery. The students are in Parliament for a period of 2 weeks on a voluntary service scheme. This gives the young men an opportunity to give back to the community by providing voluntary service to various organizations during the school holidays. Honorable members, on my behalf and that of the whole House, I welcome the students to Parliament and wish them a positive experience in their service to the nation. While at that, allow me to recognize the following schools in the Speaker's Gallery. Great Joy Academy from Keses, who was in Gishu. Are they there? Mberia Toleltani School from Mgwen, Nandi. Have I pronounced it properly? Yeah? Toleltani from Mgwen. Yes. In the public gallery, we have Corine Fountain Academy from Karachonyo, Homa Bay, Tinderet Educational Center from Tinderet, Nandi, Kamagambo Adventist Comprehensive School from Rongo, Migori, and Blair's Serem School from Keio North, Elgeyo Marakwet. I have been asked by Honorable Oron on behalf of Honorable Okwome to welcome the school from Karachonyo. I give you 1 minute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to welcome the Korean Fountain Comprehensive School from Karachonyo and all other schools who are here today. On behalf of Adipo Kwome, MP for Karachonyo, I welcome all the students, and I can say that all your dreams are valid and education is an equalizer, so make good use of it. Thank you.
Cases? 1 minute.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for awarding me this opportunity. May I stand to also welcome 2 schools from Keses. One is the Great Joy Academy from Annex in Keses, and also the school, Hill School Eldoret, who are scheduled to be here. Mr. Speaker, this opportunity you are quoting our schools will help create and develop their learning in class when they understand how the government of the day is working, legislative arm of the government is working to ensure we foster support and growth of their development. And I want to say thank you so much. I welcome them, feel welcome, and I know out of them, some of them will rise one day and they will take over from me. Thank you so much.
Julius Melly.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I want to thank the House and the leadership for allowing students, especially at this session of Parliament. I've seen the largest number of students to come to Parliament in recent times. And this is a demonstration that Parliament is very responsive and very welcoming. And in fact, a number of them last week and 2 weeks ago, Honorable Speaker, came here. Tinderet Educational Center, amongst many schools from Nandi and across the country, have found that they can learn a lot about government, about Parliament, and how the Parliament system works. I welcome them as a Chair of Education, and on my own behalf and on behalf of members, want them to always come and learn better. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Tandaza. I didn't hear of any school from your constituency.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We want to take this opportunity to welcome my fellow students from the Alliance High School, and by default also... You are not a student, so they are not your fellow students. I used to be a student there, so once a student, always a student, Honorable Speaker.
You are alumni of Alliance.
And also take this opportunity to also welcome Starehe Boys Center, where I had gotten an admission for Form 5 and 6, but opted to go to Alliance High School for Maths, Physics, Chemistry at Starehe that had given me Economics, Geography, and Maths, Economics, and Geography. So please, the other schools, for the issue of voluntary service, this is something that was started mainly at Starehe Boys Center by the late Griffin when he was the principal there. And I would also want to request all the other schools, surely, to embrace this idea of voluntary service during holidays. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Keio. Keio North, 1 minute. Give him the mic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to join my colleagues in welcoming all students to this House of Parliament, and in a special way, my students from Blair Serem, a school which is well performing in my constituency. I want to tell all students, welcome to this House of Parliament. Work hard in school. Maybe one of you will be here one day to represent this country. And also, Mr. Speaker, I want to say thank you to the parents, because the parents of this country are spending a lot of resources to ensure that the kids are learning in school. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity, and karibu sana.
Majority Leader. Whenever you hear Alliance, you must spring to say something.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, and allow me to welcome all the students who are here. And of course, Honorable Speaker, as you said, with special recognition to those from Starehe and the Alliance High School. And just to join the Honorable Tandaza, maybe just to tell him, I am the fellow student. Since we were probably, I was behind him a few years, but being an alumni of the school, and to encourage our young people, and especially our students, that voluntary service to the nation, Honorable Speaker, and those of you who are ahead of us who served the nation through the National Youth Service are the best living examples of what voluntary service does to a nation, Honorable Speaker. And in many nations around the world, people even volunteer to serve in the military or in the police service in their countries. And what the students from Starehe and Alliance are doing is living true, especially to the school motto in Alliance that says that we are strong to serve. And I remember, Honorable Speaker, and the Honorable Tandaza will tell you, we prayed every day that God would give us the strength to be men who are strong in body, mind, and character to serve fellow men faithfully. And I want to believe that is what these students from Alliance and Starehe are doing. They are being strong to serve and offering their service to the nation by volunteering to serve in the National Assembly and through the National Assembly to serve the people of Kenya, and encourage all fellow students across the country, all other students, not fellow students, all students across the country, to offer voluntary service during their school holidays to their communities, wherever they are, Honorable Speaker, and to also to encourage them to foster discipline in the society that they're living in, Honorable Speaker. As you said, as you congratulated Uganda for the exemplary performance, how I pray, Honorable Speaker, that as the young people and Kenyans at large, we learn from our neighboring countries that are also hosting the Chan Games to exercise discipline in our stadium, Honorable Speaker, because now we are moving to the verge, we are on the verge of being banned from the stadium because of people storming the stadium, breaking gates, and general indiscipline in the stadium. And plead with Kenyans that we can cheer our team from anywhere, on the roads, in the streets, from our homes, and those of us who have an opportunity to get a ticket and get to Kasarani, to do so with immense decorum so that we encourage our team. They are doing a great job on the field, on the pitch, Honorable Speaker. And the greater thing we can do for them is to exercise our cheering in a very disciplined manner so that we cheer on our Harambee Stars. And I'm sure, Honorable Speaker, we will get there and we will win. This Chan, Honorable Speaker, I can see it coming home. And it's coming home with a very disciplined team. Let us also encourage many Kenyans, especially those of us who patronize the stadium, to carry the same discipline into the stadium that we see on the pitch as we cheer our team. And congratulations to our brothers from Uganda for their exemplary performance. But as you said, Honorable Speaker, we lead, others follow. Harambee Stars is leading as others will follow.
Owen, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, just to add and welcome the students. I don't know when my school will be mentioned in such glowing terms, but I hope one day it will.
Which school?
St. George's High School. But I want to say this, Honorable Speaker, I've seen the growing interest for students in this chamber. It also shows confidence in your leadership. But I also want to challenge you, Honorable Speaker. Probably we need to start an education center for Parliament. So that as the students come in here, they will pass through that center and learn a lot of things in that center. Probably Parliament needs to take that example, that bold step to build, because there's a lot of history that the students, apart from observing the proceedings here, they would learn about the members who have been here, the laws have been passed, and many other things through the elaborate education center that Parliament can build. So they don't just learn about Parliament, but they could also learn about Nairobi. We can actually house the education center for Nairobi. They would learn about KICC, they would learn about Uhuru Gardens, and all those in one center, so that we give that education to the generations, the young people that come to this house. I challenge you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. For the record, I think we need to congratulate ourselves, the office of the clerk and leadership. For the last 1 month, we have recorded, Majority Leader, saying we need to congratulate yourselves as Parliament, leadership, the Office of the Clerk, Sergeant. For the last 1 month, I have recorded over 100,000 students visiting the House of Parliament. And the visit has been very incident-free. The students have been well received. Our dedicated staff have shown them around Parliament, and members from whose jurisdiction the students have come from have been at hand to welcome their students, and that is the spirit we must keep as a House of Parliament, to mentor our young Kenyans and mold them into future leadership. For our members of Parliament from Nairobi, we want to encourage you to speak to your constituents, not to come to Kasarani in a rowdy manner, because you are endangering our flying team that is performing so well, with the risk of being sanctioned by CAF because of rowdy fans coming and walking into the stadium with the gates in their hands. That is not acceptable. And Mwafrika, I think it is around your area, and TJ Kajwang, and Olwatch, and everybody else, Kibra, please tell our brothers and sisters and our children who come to boost the morale of the players that they can do so without being rowdy. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Let's dispose of order number 8, 9, and then we come to questions and statements.
Order number 8, motion, consideration of nominees to 5 National Government Constituencies Development Fund committees.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Committee on National Government Constituencies Development Fund laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 6 August 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 43(4) of the National Government Constituency Development Fund Act, Cap 414A, and paragraphs 5, 2, and 10 of the National Government Constituency Development Fund Regulations 2016, approves the list of nominees for appointment to the following 5 constituency committees of the National Government Constituency Development Fund, and the names are set out in the order paper for Isiolo South constituency, for Lunga constituency, for Kuria West constituency, for Homa Bay constituency, and for Kitui South constituency. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next.
Order number 9, motion, consideration of report on the examination of financial statements for the National Humanitarian Fund. Question to be put.
Members on their feet at the bar, take the nearest seats. Take the nearest seats. Betsimba. Thank you, honorable members. I'll now put the question at order number 9, which is that this House adopts the report of the Special Funds Accounts Committee on its consideration of the audited accounts for the National Humanitarian Fund for the financial years 2020-2021, 2021-2022, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 29th July 2025. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We'll go back now to order number 7.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Karemba Eric, member for Runyenjes.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for a statement regarding non-payment of 67 beneficiaries under the Older Persons Cash Transfer Program. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Social Protection regarding the non-payment of 67 beneficiaries under the Older Persons Cash Transfer Program, OPCTP, in Runyenjes constituency. Honorable Speaker, the primary objective of the Older Persons Cash Transfer Program is to improve livelihoods of poor households with persons aged 65 years and above. However, in Runyenjes constituency, 67 beneficiaries registered under the Cash Transfer Program have not received their monthly stipend for the months of June and July 2025. The failure to disburse the funds has exacerbated the financial constraints faced by these individuals and placed a disproportionate burden on their families. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Social Protection on the following. 1. A status report from the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection detailing the registered beneficiaries in Runyenjes constituency who have not received their payments, and 2. Reasons for the delay in processing of payment to the beneficiaries and the timelines for payment. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Karemba. That goes to which committee? Social Protection. Is Alice Nganga here? Majority will inform Alice Nganga to bring a response within the first week after recess. Requests for statement. Member nominated Abubakar Talib. Abubakar.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 42C, I rise to request from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security regarding the mounting of roadblocks along public roads in the country. Honorable Speaker, Section 69A of Traffic Act, Cap 403, regarding mounting of roadblock empowers the Inspector General of Police to, by notice in the Gazette, designate a place along a public road on which police roadblock may be mounted. The Act further provides that roadblocks may be mounted in a non-designated place only in the exceptional circumstances certified by the Inspector General or his authorized officer. Honorable Speaker, whereas roadblocks are intended to enable security agencies to regulate the flow of traffic, to enable response to security issues and enforcement of traffic rules, there have been complaints that police officers across the country take inordinately long to clear vehicle at roadblocks. It is further claimed that some officers extort motorists at roadblocks instead of undertaking security checks or enforcing traffic rules. The long time taken to clear vehicles at roadblocks cause stretched traffic queues that delay travelers and transporters. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background I request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security on the following. 1. Comprehensive report on all areas gazetted and designated for mounting roadblocks along public roads, particularly major highways, in the country and the current status. 2. The justification for mounting numerous roadblocks at undesignated places, both during day and at night, including confirmation as to whether such roadblocks are authorized by the Inspector General as required under the Traffic Act, Cap 403. 3. Measures put in place by the Ministry to ensure that the inspections at roadblocks are seamless so as to avoid the long traffic queues and delays on the road. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chair, Administration and Security, Raso.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, first week after we come back from recess, we will be able to respond.
Mumina Bonaya, County MP Isiolo.
Request for a statement regarding insecurity in Isiolo County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding insecurity in Isiolo Town. Honorable Speaker, Isiolo Town is on the brink of descending into chaos and the streets are flooded with seemingly unregistered firearms. While the central business district is currently encountering a lot of unrest, fear, and open hostility. The tension is palpable, with residents living under constant threat of violence and disorder. This wave of insecurity in Isiolo Town is not accidental. It is being aggravated by the political class, particularly those associated with the recent attempt to impeach the governor of Isiolo County. The charged political atmosphere has emboldened armed elements, leading to more brazen and violent incidents whose consequences are becoming grave. Among the most disturbing cases of this insecurity is the recent shooting and severe injury of the Secretary General of the Somali Council of Elders, Mr. Idle Hassan Ibrahim, who was allegedly targeted while carrying out his duties. Such attacks send a chilling message and further erode public confidence in the ability of the security agencies to protect citizens. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1. Immediate measures on disarmament of individuals in Isiolo Town who are seemingly in possession of illegal firearms. 2. Specific actions on addressing the surge of insecurity in Isiolo County, including the link between security and the recent political activities in the county. And lastly, any progress made in the investigation into the recent shooting and severe injury of the Secretary General of the Somali Council of Elders, Mr. Idle Hassan Ibrahim, and steps taken to prosecute those responsible. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Russell, when can you bring a response?
Honorable Speaker, considering the gravity of this matter, we'll be able to speak to the ministry to give us response as soon as possible, and we will be able to call the honorable member so that within 2 weeks they'll be able to respond.
Within the committee?
Yes.
Okay. Mumina, in 2 weeks you can appear before the committee to get your preliminary response. Sabina Chege, nominated member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Trade, industry and cooperatives regarding the proposed mode of payment for coffee farmers in the country. Honorable Speaker, in August 2023, the government implemented the direct sales system, DSS, mandating that payments be routed directly to the accounts of cooperatives with the objective of safeguarding farmers' income and ensuring financial order within the sector. However, proposals to make payments directly to individual farmers' bank accounts or via M-Pesa was introduced without comprehensive consultation with key stakeholders, particularly coffee farmers and their cooperatives, generating widespread concern amongst the coffee farmers. Notably, the proposals are viewed as undermining the fundamental principles of cooperatives, which offer collective bargaining strength, equitable profit distribution, and financial accountability. The current payment model of directing funds from the Nairobi Coffee Exchange through cooperatives have demonstrated transparency and efficacy. In contrast, the DSS centralizes payment control within financial institutions and government bodies, consequently eroding the autonomy of cooperatives in managing members' proceeds. These shifts prompt serious questions regarding the capacity of the reforms to genuinely stabilize and enhance the agriculture sector. Honorable Speaker, the disbursement of payments to individual accounts, therefore, threatens this revenue model by restricting cooperatives' ability to deduct loan repayments, levy service charges, and invest in communal infrastructure, thus jeopardizing their sustainability. And therefore, stakeholders within the coffee value chain have expressed legitimate apprehension that bypassing cooperatives will undermine their viability, thereby placing farmers' financial security and overall coffee economy at risk. It is therefore imperative that payments continue to be disbursed securely and promptly through cooperatives to safeguard the livelihood of thousands of farmers and ensure the sector long-term stability. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives on the following one: to provide a report on public participation undertaken in any, if any, prior to the implementation of the proposed direct sales system, famously known as DSS, and if not, the justification for bypassing farmers and stakeholders. 2, the rationale underpinning the proposal to implement payments directly to farmers' individual accounts rather than through cooperative societies as per established practice. And 3, strategies in place to uphold the payment system through the cooperative framework that channels funds from the Nairobi Coffee Exchange to cooperatives. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Chege. Chair, Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. Who is the chair? Shinali? Yes, Gishimu, you are a member?
Yes, I'm a member. Honorable Speaker, owing to the urgency of the matter, I will pass the message to the chair that we may be able to bring, or he may be able to present the statement once we resume from
first week recess. Upon resumption. Onesimus Ngogoyo, member for Kajiado North.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the delayed compensation by Kenya Railway for land owners affected by the construction of the standard gauge railway from Nairobi Suswa. Honorable Speaker, the extension of the standard gauge railway from Nairobi to Suswa was a welcome move by the government through the Kenya Railway, and it will further ease movement of persons and goods from the interior of the country to the projected interior of the country, and further ease movement of goods and persons from the interior of the country. The project necessitated acquisition of land in various areas, parcels of land around kilometer 33 overpass bridge along Kangawa Road, located in Bulbul sublocation in Bulbul location in Kajiado North constituency, were acquired to pave way for the railway. However, 8 years down the line, the affected residents are either still waiting gazettement of parcels of land for award and compensation, and are yet to receive compensation of their land. Owners of parcels number Ngongong 103-271, 103-272, 103-273, and 103-274 are yet to have their parcels gazetted for compensation. Parcels number Ngongong 105-603 and 105-604 are undergoing gazettement. Parcels number Ngongong 41953, 41954, and 1515 have been gazetted and are awaiting awards, while parcels number Ngongong 346, 5441, 11935, 11936, 11937, 11938, 11268, and 8619 have been gazetted and awarded funds but not yet received their compensation to date. The residents, a number of them do not have access to power and water in the area due to the interruption occasioned by this project. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport, Infrastructure, on the following. Number one, reasons for the delay in the process of requisite compensation for the affected residents of Embulbul location in Kajiado North by Kenya Railway. Number two, confirmation of whether the budgetary allocation has been provided for and why the delay for the SGR land in the current financial year. And three, measures the ministry is taking to ensure that those affected by compulsory acquisition of land for similar projects in future are compensated in time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chair. Transport and Infrastructure. GK. Give him the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We will avail the response a week after recess.
Okay. So be it. Wanjiku Muhia. Kipipiri.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the non-completion of the Gilgil Machinery Road in Kipipiri constituency. Honorable Speaker, while the residents of Kipipiri appreciate the long-awaited progress on the Gilgil Machinery Road initiated in 2017 and which is currently nearing completion, it is deeply regrettable that several critical access roads connecting to it remain unconstructed. These include the roads leading to Lereshua Secondary School, the National Cereal and Produce Board Depot, the Lereshua Chief's Office, Kahiga Center, and the surrounding community institutions. Honorable Speaker, during the public participation and planning phases, the local community was assured that these access roads were part of the original BQ. However, there are reports alleged from the resident engineer that these sections may not be constructed. It is of major concern that the contractor is now preparing to demobilize from the site, leaving behind approximately 2 kilometers of essential access road undone. This will undermine the functionality and utility of the main road, particularly for institutions like Lereshua Secondary School. It will also affect the delivery of essential supplies and services and expose the students and staffs to avoidable hardship. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure to the following. One, a report on the scope of work for construction of the Gilgil Machinery Road in Kipipiri constituency, including confirmation of the inclusion of the adjoining access roads to Lereshwa Secondary School, National Cereal and Produce Board Depot, Lereshwa Chief's Office, Kahiga Center, and the surrounding constituencies. Justification for the deviation from the original scope of work and the exclusion of this access road, despite earlier commitment to the to incorporate them in the scope of the work. A concrete plan and timeline by the ministry to ensure that the unconstructed access roads originally committed to be done or are fully constructed. And finally, steps being taken by the ministry to ensure that all constituencies receive equal treatment in infrastructural development. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
GK.
A week after recess, Honorable Speaker.
So be it. Responses? Chair Education is in the House. Honorable Meli was here. Where is he? Response to a request by Honorable Joseph Gitari. Is Joseph Gitari in the House? Majority Leader, you are Mary Massey. Okay. You have the response to Joseph Gitari. Go ahead. Who is responding? Orone is saying is responding. Emasa is saying you are We are dealing with response to statement listed as number 1 by Honorable Joseph Gitari. He has a second one at number 3. So, Orone, which one are you responding to? Career progression for teachers?
Yes.
And Emase, promotion of curriculum support. So, start with Orone.
Honorable Speaker, I am Mwalimu Orero. Yeah, Oron is this man from Kisumu Central. He's honorable member from Kisumu Central.
Orero, yes, yeah, I know you very well.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I went with you to West Pokot.
Very right, very right. Yes.
Great.
Now, first of all, I want to give the background information regarding this response. Now, the Teacher Service Commission was established under Article 237 of the Constitution with overall mandate of teacher management and regulation of the teaching service as provided in Article 237 of the Constitution. As a public organ, the Commission is bound by the national values and principles of governance set out under Article 10 of the Constitution, as well as the values and principles of public service set out under Article 232 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, to operationalize the mandate of the Commission, the Parliament enacted the Teachers Service Commission Act and the Code of Regulation for Teachers, referred to as CORT. The two legislations provide for powers and procedures within the functions of the Commission. Notable Section 11 of the Acts requires the Commission to others formulate policies to achieve its mandate. Now, Mr. Speaker, the career progression guidelines. In 2015 and 16, the Commission, in consultation with the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC, conducted a job evaluation for the teaching service. Now, based on the findings of the job evaluation report, CRC rendered a formal advisory proposing a new grading and remuneration structure of teachers in the public service. Now, subsequently to the job evaluation, the Commission signed the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement, referred to as CBA, with the teacher unions. This transition necessitated the development and implementation of the teachers' career progression guidelines in 2017
to align the new grading structure with career progression of teachers. Mr. Speaker, sir, the career progression outlines the skills and the competency necessary for advancement in the profession by providing for minimum requirements for selection, appointments, and promotion of teachers at different grades. Now, the response to these specific questions raised: 1, report on implementation of the career progression guidelines, specifically how academic qualifications have been considered in the promotion of teachers. Now, the promotion of teachers in public service is premised on the values and principles of public service set out under Article 232 of the Constitution, the provision of the Code of Regulation of Teachers, the career progression for teachers, and the policy on selection and appointment of institutional administrators. Mr. Speaker, specifically, Regulation 73 of the Code of Regulation of Teachers provides for general guidelines in promotion of teachers, including 1, merit and ability as reflected in the teacher's work, performance and the results, seniority and experience as set out in the scheme of service, now existence of a vacancy, and finally, academic and professional qualification. Mr. Speaker, while the career progression guideline and the policy on selection and appointment of institutional administrators provide for minimum requirement for selection, appointment and promotion of teachers at different grades, Regulation 73 of Code of Regulation of Teachers provide for general guidelines in promotion of teachers, including A, merit and ability as reflected in the teacher's work, B, performance and results, C, seniority and experience as set out in the scheme of service, existence of vacancy, and academic and professional qualification. Mr. Speaker, in implementing the provision of career progression guidelines and Code of Regulation of Teachers in promotion of teachers, the Commission has developed a scoring criterion designed to guide the scoring process during promotion interviews. The scoring criterion priorities, among others, the following modalities to merit teachers: A, academic qualification.
Orero, too long. Can you paraphrase?
Okay. And accordingly, academic qualification are considered as one of the modalities in promotion. Now, a report on number of teachers, the table below that is given here shows how teachers have been promoted from 2017 to 2023, as summarized below. And the measures that the Teacher Service Commission has put in place, noting the current shortage of JSS teachers, one or two of those is during promotion priority teachers who have stagnated longer by awarding them higher scores, and other listed below to address this junior secondary school commission. Now, accordingly, the Teacher Service Commission have recruited over 76,000 teachers as of now. Now, the strategies of Teacher Service Commission which has been put in place include, among other things, assigning higher scores to teachers with advanced academic record, and also noting the qualification of the promoting system. Mr. Speaker, the Commission remains committed to a transparent and merit-based promotion system that motivates teachers and enhances service delivery. Annual budgeting for promotion and recognition of academic qualification are key steps toward ensuring career progression of all teachers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and that is the end of the reply. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Gitari. Before you seek clarification, allow me, order members, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery M.M. Shah Academy from Muvita, Mombasa, Moringa Primary School from Bahati, Nakuru, Bethel Junior Academy from Keses was in Gishu. And in the public gallery, Hill School Primary School, Eldoret from Keses was in Gishu. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Gitari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for
Wanjala
that.
and your neighbor, why are you shaking your hands? You are out of order. When we mention schools, you thumb like that. That is how to welcome students. This is not a bus park. Gitari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for that response. Mr. Speaker, I think I might need to take time and look at the response because now we've not gone the entire hog because I've not even seen the table that was alluded for. Maybe if I have other issues, I can follow up with the committee so that they can do any clarification. So for now, I would wish that matter less there.
Orero, did you hear what he said?
Let him repeat.
I'm not okay.
Honorable Gitari?
Yes.
Orero did not hear you.
Mr. Speaker, I've said that I'm happy with the response, but I might need to interrogate because I don't have the response because like there is a table of the number of teachers.
Yes. Have a look at it and then you can prosecute further before the committee.
Yes, I can follow up with the committee in case of any other clarification.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A response to Honorable Abdul Haro. Education. Is it Orero or Emase? Honorable Mary Emase, do you have a response to Honorable Haro?
Honorable Speaker, is for Honorable Gitari again on promotions. It's the
No,
one I have.
Gitari will come after Abdul Haro. Education. Orero, do you have the answer? Barto. Committee of Education. I am not going to allow you to sit out there and share out responses when you have leadership. I'll allow you to respond, but tell your chairman to write to the speaker and indicate when he is not here who should respond to any statements to his committee. You have a vice chair. You cannot just sit out there and share out slots. And you come to the house, Emase is saying it is me, Orero is saying it's me. That is not how to run the house. Phyllis Barto, respond, but put your house in order.
We stand guided, Honorable Speaker. I'm giving a response to a statement regarding recognition of madrasa education system within the Kenya National Qualifications Framework sought by Honorable Abdul Aro, MP Mandera. Honorable Speaker, Section 95, subsection 2 of the Basic Education Act 2013 provides for the making of regulations of the integration of the madrasa, duksi, and pastoral programs of instructions into the formal education system as appropriate to improve access and retention. As a ministry, we recognize the critical role that duksi and madrasa learning programs play in the education of the young learners of the Islamic faith. The integration of duksi and madrasa programs is not only a constitutional and statutory obligation, but also a necessary requirement to achieve equity, inclusion, and cultural respect in the delivery of education. In this regard, We are actively taking steps to ensure the integration of TUCSI and Madrasa in our formal education system. The first key step was anchoring this in the strategic plan. As we speak, the National Education Sector Strategic Plan 2023-27 provides for the development of a TUCSI and Madrasa policy and guidelines to ensure seamless implementation of this learning process. The Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development is currently finalizing a framework that aligns these programs with the national competence-based education while ensuring that the spiritual needs of all learners are respected. The ministry has held constructive consultations with Muslim religious leaders, education experts, county education boards, and civil society actors to ensure cultural and religious relevance in the design of this integration process. The involvement of this broad range of stakeholders is intended to ensure that integration is relevant from a religious and cultural standpoint and that it has acceptance. There have been challenges in the efforts to implement the TUCSI and Madrasa learning programs. These challenges include the following. A, the absence of a standardized curriculum, since religious learning curricula in TUCSI and Madrasa schools vary widely in content, methodology, and language, which complicates the harmonization with the national curriculum. Many TUCSI and Madrasa instructors have not undergone formal teacher training recognized by Teacher Service Commission. This limits their eligibility for deployment in public schools due to lack of certified religious educators. And most TUCSI and Madrasa institutions operate informally and lack adequate facilities for the integration within formal school settings, particularly in ASAL counties like Mandera, Wajir, and Garissa. However, the ministry is working with the stakeholders to address these challenges and to set the stage for the integration within the formal school settings, However, the ministry is working with the stakeholders to address these challenges and to set stage for the integration of these learning programs in the context of the ongoing reform process. That is the presentation, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Phyllis Barto. Abdul Haro. Abdul, you satisfied with the response? We go to the next. Give him the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm satisfied with the response.
Thank you. Now, response to Joseph Gitari Mere Mase, Honorable Member for Teso South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm responding to the statement by Honorable Joseph Gitari on promotion, curriculum, support officers. Background. In 1963, the government established the Teachers Advisory Centers, TAGs, with the mandate to provide in-service courses to, among others, offer aid in developing curriculum and using new instructional materials. The centers were manned by TAC tutors who were teachers by profession. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the shift in the structure and management of the Teacher Service Commission, in general, the Commission in 2015 changed the designation of TAC tutors to curriculum support officers and deployed them to zones with an expanded mandate. Consequently, the post of TAC tutors, DCC, lecturers, and special education assessors were declared absolute. The Commission adopted curriculum support officers as the new designation to the cadre of staff whose critical mandate is to support curriculum implementation in schools. Honorable Speaker, noting the unique designation of the CSOs, curriculum support officers, in that they are neither teachers nor secretariat staff, the Commission in 2019 developed career progression guidelines, CPG, for curriculum support officers. The CPG outlines the academic and professional criteria for curriculum support officers' career advancement. The guidelines link an officer's career progression to his or her performance and professional conduct. The career progression guidelines for the curriculum support officers provide for 4 grades or scales for career growth. That is 1, curriculum support officer 2, 2, curriculum support officer 1, 3, senior curriculum support officer, and 4, chief curriculum support officer. I now move to the specific issues. A report on the steps being taken by the government to promote curriculum support officers due for promotions to the position of principal teacher management officers. This is the response from the ministry. As discussed above, CSOs, that is curriculum support officers, have a distinct career path from teachers and secretariat staff. Their career growth is governed by the career progression guidelines for CSOs. A copy is attached herein as an appendix 2. On the other hand, sub-county officers, also known as principal management officers, PTMOs, are a secretariat staff of the commission, and their career path is guided by the career progression guidelines for secretariat staff. Noting the 2 different career paths for PTMOs, that is principal management officers, and the CSOs, that's curriculum support officers, it is irregular for CSOs to be promoted to PTMOs. However, CSOs qualify to be recruited as PTMOs upon advertisement of the vacancies. To this end, during financial year 2023-2024, the Commission competitively recruited 150 curriculum support officers as PTMOs. Honorable Speaker, the next issue was on, the question was on to report on the status of implementation of the career progression guidelines issued by the Teacher Service Commission. The following is the response. Further, promotion at the Commission is done in consideration of the provisions of the CPG, availability of budget, and existence of the vacancy. Accordingly, the Commission progressively promotes teachers and CSOs in line with the CPG. For instance, the Commission promoted 804 curriculum support officers in the financial year 2023-2024, and during the financial year 24-25 has promoted 25,252 teachers. Honorable Speaker, to ensure that stagnation is addressed, the Commission continuously engages the National Assembly for budget allocation, for promotion, to ensure full implementation of the career progression guidelines in the teaching service. The next question by Honorable Gitari was on measures the government is putting in place to ensure fair career progression in all cadres under the Teacher Service Commission. Honorable Speaker, as a constitutional commission, in discharging its mandate to promote teachers, the Commission observes the values and principles of public service under Article 232 of the Constitution. To this end, the Commission has endeavored to apply the principle of fair competition and merit, integrity, transparency, and accountability, equity, fairness, and impartiality, inclusiveness and non-discrimination, and gender equity in the selection and appointment process. Honorable Speaker, to this end, the Commission has developed a scoring criteria designed to guide the scoring process during promotion interviews. To ensure fairness, the scoring criterion prioritizes the following modalities to merit applicants. Number 1, acting institutional administrators. Special marks are allocated to teachers who took on acting roles or performed administrative duties, such as a principal, head teacher, a deputy principal, a deputy head teacher positions, etc. However, the duration of time spent in these acting roles significantly influenced the allocation of marks. Teachers who acted for a longer period received more marks compared to those who served for a shorter duration. This aims at acknowledging the level of responsibility handled by teachers during their acting tenure. The second consideration that's considered by this criteria is stagnation. Applicants who have stayed in one grade for a longer duration earn higher scores compared to those who have shorter period in the current grade. Honorable Speaker, the third criteria that's being considered is performance appraisal. Applicants who have higher performance appraisal.
Mary Masa, how much more to go?
Half a page.
Okay.
Half a page, Honorable Speaker. Applicants who have higher performance appraisal scores receive higher overall scores in the promotion evaluation. This criterion aims to ensure that applicants who consistently excel receive appropriate recognition and rewards for their efforts. The next one is the level of experience. Applicants aged 55 years and above score higher compared to those in the younger age brackets. A tiered approach is employed to differentiate scores based on age ranges. For instance, applicants between the age of 50 to 54 years received lower scores compared to those aged between age 55 years and above, but higher scores compared to those in the bracket of 45 to 49 years age group. This approach acknowledges the value of experience and maturity in teaching, recognizing the contributions of senior applicants. And finally, Honorable Speaker, in addition to the criteria mentioned above, the criteria also factors A, knowledge of financial management for head of institution and deputy heads. B, familiarity with the Teacher Service Commission policies and procedures. 3, competence in managing learner discipline. I thank you.
Honorable Gitari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as per the response, the TSC is keen on career progression for CSOs. Could we be informed the reason as to why TSC excluded CSOs from senior school CB retouring if it has put any remedy on career progression?
Mary Mase, do you have the competence to answer that?
Honorable Speaker, I won't answer. I'll have to take the question to the committee and then we seek further clarifications.
I think what we do, Honorable Gitari, you can prosecute your supplementaries before the committee so that they can be able to give you satisfactory response.
Well guided, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, thank you. Transport and infrastructure. Response to a request by Honorable Patrick Munene. Is Patrick Munene in the House? Is Honorable Patrick Munene in the House? Is not. Honorable GK will skip that. John Kagusha. GK. Order that Kamukunji should be disbanded.
Honorable Speaker, I can't see the...
Honorable John Kagusha is Patrick Manena is not here, so we stay that. I'll give you an opportunity to respond on a Thursday morning.
Correct.
We have a morning sitting from the indications. Then you can respond to John Kagusha's road safety at Montezuma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on Thursday, 10th April this year, the member for Mukurweini constituency, the Honorable John Kagushia MP, requested for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the road safety at Montezuma Mona Lisa Funeral Home along Thika Road. The Honorable Kagushia in the statement indicated that the absence of designated crossing point in this area has resulted in a worrying surge in accidents and fatalities. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Kagushia therefore sought to, among other things, establish a detailed report on the number of and nature of road accidents that have occurred in the area called Kabati near Montezuma Mona Lisa Funeral Home along Thika Road over the last 6 months, including contributing factors. B, specific measures being put in place by the ministry to address road safety concerns near Mona Lisa Funeral Home along Thika Road, including construction of a footbridge at the location to reduce pedestrian-related accidents and expected timelines for completion of these solutions. Honorable Speaker, the committee received a written response from the Ministry of Roads and Transport, which I now wish to make. Number one, regarding the number and nature of road accidents that have occurred in the Kabati area, the ministry submitted that in the last 6 months, there have been 13 crashes at the Kabati area along Thika Road. And most of these crashes occurred between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. That is 30.8% of the accidents, and 9 p.m. to midnight, about 23% of accidents. Number two, pedestrians are highest number of fatalities at 57.1%, followed by riders 28.6%, while passengers sustained highest number of injuries at 82.4%, followed by riders at 11.8%. 3, the ministry further submitted that passenger cars were involved in 35% of crashes, followed by motorcycles at 25%, and PSV, that is matatus, at 15%. These crashes were primarily caused by driver negligence, including failure to yield speeding, and loss of control, as well as pedestrian misjudgment when crossing the road, the BC Road. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, mechanical failures, particularly in PSV, contributed to some severe collisions. Number 4, regarding the specific measures being put in place by the ministry to address road safety concerns near Montezuma Mona Lisa Funeral Home along Thika Road, including construction of a footbridge at the location to reduce pedestrian-related accidents and expected timelines for implementing these solutions. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry for Roads and Transport through the Kenya National Highway Authority and the National Transport and Safety Authority have put in place the following measures to enhance road safety at Montezuma Mona Lisa Funeral Home. A, with the need for pedestrian safety enhancement in the area, albeit as short-term measures, designation. Honorable Speaker, you may need to protect me because there are 2 members in front of me who are making very loud noise. Honorable Speaker, I have 2 colleagues who are not giving me peace in front of me.
Order, Honorable Hillary and Justice.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. B, implementation of appropriate speed limit and usage of infrastructure, raised crossings, speed bumps, and rumble strips to encourage compliance. C, continuous awareness, that is educational campaigns on usage of helmets by riders and pillion passengers, and effective protective gear, especially at night and during low visibility periods to enhance visibility. And D, continuous awareness, that is educational campaigns for pedestrians to cross at the designated crossing points and use reflective protective gear to enhance visibility, especially at night and during low visibility periods. E, continuous raising of awareness on importance of drivers slowing down and paying attention to pedestrians, particularly in areas with busy activity, with a lot of activities, that's busy areas. F, vehicle owners to continuously maintain their vehicles pursuant to legal requirements of Cap 403 of the Traffic Act. G, introduction of vehicle telematic systems under the draft Commercial Vehicle Operational Regulations 2025, as the real-time monitoring can be used to alert drivers of unsafe driving conditions and behavior, ultimately reducing accidents and promoting safer driving practices. H, continuously liaise with the county governments to install street lighting at the appropriate locations, especially in areas where visibility is limited. Honorable Speaker, thank you, and I submit.
Kagusha.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to appreciate the response, even though the response has come rather late after raising it back in April. Honorable Speaker, what you'll notice is that from the steps that Ministry or KENHA proposes to take, none of those proposals give any meaningful solution to the problem that we have there. Honorable Speaker, for us to be able to solve this problem, what we require